Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to another Fresh Friday, Informal Friday, whatever you want to call it. Hi, I'm Lauren Petrillo, and I'm very excited to be talking to you today about email revenue maximization and how you can get the most bang for your buck when you're generating leads or subscribers for your business and turning them into sales right away. So, woohoo! If you're new to this, welcome. I'm Lauren. I'm the founder of Mongoose Media, and we do these webinars every Friday. My team is here. We're watching live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. And if you're joining us live, you'll be able to participate in the comment section. We have comments. We're using Restream. And when you're here, we get to call out some of these. So I can see that Sammy is with us on YouTube, as is Irish. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hello, friends. And if you have joined us from the website where you had signed up, Heather, if you can just, who's in the background, share the link so that people can have access and join us on YouTube and be able to participate. Amazing. Otherwise, welcome if you're watching the replay or watching silently from the Restream destination URL. Anyways, today we're talking about one of my favorite subjects, which actually Klaviyo just came out with a report. Klaviyo, if you don't know, is one of the most popular email service providers in the world. They're really well known for, they're really focused on e-commerce. They actually went public, I want to say 2 years ago. And they just published that one of the things that we're covering in today's episode, thanks Heather for pushing that YouTube item. Like I'm pointing here is on desktop and then here is on mobile. So depending on if you're watching horizontally or vertically, where I pointed might be on or off. So Klaviyo just came out, like they did hundreds of audits into e-commerce accounts. And one of the ways that most brands are leaving money on the table is what we're talking about today. So the email revenue maximization, we're gonna be covering quite a few subjects. We're gonna be talking about why you need to talk to your individuals as unique as they are to your CRM and your brand. We're gonna tell you what small implementations you can do right now that's gonna start generating stronger signals and intent so that you have better ad optimization and you have better predictability for your revenue success. And then there was a third. We broke this up into three. This is interesting today because these are informal but informative. Oh yeah, put that blog in the chat. So when you guys don't know, I've got Heather on my team. She's behind the scenes. So hi Heather, for anyone that's live, say hello. Glad, Sammy, this is your favorite webinar. It's the one that we've been doing the longest. So I'm excited to. But Heather behind the scenes, we love Heather. She is amazing. It's like, oh, see my clothes behind me. That's okay. Welcome to Arizona. And Heather behind me is helping me with slides. You're going to see that I don't have hands. Oh, here's the write-up. This is the URL that you've shared. Can you actually put this into a QR code so if anyone wants to see it, they can get it? And agreed, Faye, Heather is absolutely the best. So she's going to be programming behind the scenes. I'm here to just talk to you guys. My team, you guys are here. You know that I'm constantly teaching you on the subject, and this is what I constantly teach our clients. We have private clients, we have group clients, agency clients, private clients, group private clients, and agency clients. And so I'm using these informal but ideally informative Friday webinars to teach my team the same stuff I'm teaching my clients and private and agency clients, as well as deploying from the agency side. So spoiler alert, like if you like learning a lot of this stuff, you're always welcome to join Marketing Rehab. It's a call every Monday, 11 a.m. every Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern. And then it's group one-on-one. Sounds like an oxymoron, but sometimes there's only one person that will show up on that call. There can be 18. It always depends. And we have, in those calls, we go deeper into this. So today we're training about how we can make sure we're on top of the email revenue maximization. But I can't get through everything. This is a 45-minute to 1 hour call. And Heather in the background is going to be controlling the slides. So she's going to be the maestro. I don't even know what she's going to put on the slide. We briefly went over, but it's just to go over. And if there's more stuff that you want to expand upon, please let us know in the comments. Definitely need your participation. Or you can join on Marketing Rehab on Mondays. And if you do participate, we're going to, starting next week on our CMO webinar, because we have like over 100 people that have signed up for that one. We're going to start doing some giveaways to it. So participation helps a lot. CMO is May 22nd. Oh, sorry. Oh man, May 22nd. Okay, that's going to be huge. So if you haven't signed up for that one, I strongly recommend it. But let's go into this week's webinar, which is all about email revenue maximization. And that'll tease up for next week, which is the 5 horsemen. So again, my hands are free. I'm here to talk. I'm here to explain. I'm here to ideally evangelize. And Heather is in charge of slides. So she is going to cut me off. We have 15 minutes for each section. And then when that 15 minutes is up, Heather, you're in charge. She is the captain now. I'm just going to be explaining what's on here. Irish is like, wait a second. There are new slides. You can't miss this pilot. Agreed. Agreed. Happy Labor Day, by the way, to everyone if you're celebrating it. My bad for not realizing the dates. So if you're here on the holiday, we're glad to have you. If you're watching this after the holiday, please let us know in the comments. Like, YouTube is a big project of mine, and any participation in the comments means a lot. LinkedIn, if you're watching, I don't know if we can see your comments. That's just a restream kind of situation that we're working on. But we'll figure it out in the meantime. So, oh wow, whoa. This looks even prettier than when I had seen it. So today's episode, thanks Heather for sharing the screen and getting this forth, is all about email revenue maximization. So you can stop measuring your vanity metrics and start making money from your list, because that's the whole purpose. Owning your email list, we know the importance of first-party data, but if you're not going to use the first-party data in the most correct way to your advantage with 15 minutes of extra AI work, you're saying, I don't like money. That's not who we are. That's not what we want to talk about at all. So as you can see, I don't have hands. Heather's the one that's making these adjustments. Bay, kudos. Thank you so much for saying that these slides are slaying. Heather, all that's just for you. Okay, so in today's discussion, if you haven't watched previous ones, we've talked about email revenue maximizer quite a lot, and we've gotten deep in some of these subjects, and it can get hard. Feedback that I've gotten is that we go too wide and not deep enough. So the goal is we're going to cover 3 different things today, and it's going to go in the order in which Heather updates stuff on the screen. So the first thing that I want to talk about for today is the biggest mind shift that everyone needs to know is that the way you look at your email. Oh, wait, no, psych, we're switching back. Raise your hand if you track success of your emails or open rates. Okay, so no one is here to virtually raise your hands. And Heather, for future things, I can't read it from this small of a screen when it's inside of these. So we'll have less words on slides in the future, but this is it's informal, guys, right? There we go. I can read a little better if you make it bigger, or I can make it bigger on my side at least so I can see it, I think. So in this, it's really important that people think that open rates is a KPI that matters. I don't agree with that open rate at all. Since iOS 15, I don't know, this is 4 years ago. Hold on, next. Sending this to Heather. The open rates don't matter anymore. They're just a trend line. Open rates are false positives, because if you're reading anything on Apple Mail, it's opening them on a separate server and it's giving you false data. So you can look at open rates, you need to know what your open rates are because they're a trend line. So if you're getting at least 40% open rates, then what you can do is know that assumingly it's good. But if all of a sudden you go from 40% on average to 20, your subject line wasn't good, or you shoot up to 80%, your subject line was slaying. Open rates are just a measurement of whether or not you're trending above or below average. So you need to have an established average. Kevin King says 40%. I'm going to say, yeah, at least 20, 30%. If you can't get 30% on your open rates, especially on your first welcome email, then you have to seriously look at the purpose of what you're doing for your subject lines, because that's bad. Yeah. So on this, open rates is a false positive, but yeah, so Heather just messaging you. Yeah, I want to go straight into section 1 that we were talking about. Okay, Heather's controlling it. So I'm all right, this is improv. Well, gosh. Okay, that's me. Oh, she made lots of these slides. You can see that she's flying through them. So Heather, we're doing this inspired by Jensen from NVIDIA. If you don't know, when he did his keynote, with CES, he had his team building all this stuff, and whenever he talked about in the background, his team would have to show it and show it and show it. So that's what I'm tasking Heather with in this main improv. So again, love for Heather, because this is fun. And Irish is saying, I'm coming off on my holiday to see this pilot situation. Again, it's informative on purpose it's informal on purpose because this isn't super organized. I'm not really trying to sell anyone anything. I'm trying to inform my team and others who are interested in learning. So part 1, the whole email revenue maximization system is that if you are treating your emails in a set it and forget it initiative, you're letting others take the money that you rightfully earned first. Your first email needs to have as much consideration as a dating profile. When we think about marketing in general, your ad is what gets attention, your landing page is what solidifies your offer, and then I'm just gonna put myself back on the screen because I realized I can't see myself. So Heather, can you adjust it so that it's not just the full, unless I did that. Yeah, okay. So informal but improv for improvement. Yes, Irish, see, thank you. We're doing this. We have May 22nd, we have hundreds that are signed up for it, so we'll be cleaner by then. So when you are doing your advertising, the ad is all about attention. I'm just sending to Heather. The mobile view is awkward for the slides. If anyone is able to switch to mobile in this like improv for improvement situation, we can see it in this beta landscape, but it looks like it's actually cutting part of the slide itself. Oh, she said she's not broadcasting in mobile. Okay, future, we won't do it. It's distracting. Okay, so back to the regularly scheduled programming for it. See if I can hide this so it's not in my way anymore. Nope, dang it, I'm messing this up. Heather, please help. I don't want to see the hide portrait view. Okay, got it. Back to the slides. I'm figuring out Restream, guys. Like this is, you can tell that we can't be more live than we are right now. So when you think about your ad is what captures attention. Your landing page is what offers the funnel, or sorry, your landing page is what offers, your landing page is the offer, the funnel is the follow through. Ad is attention, landing page is the offer, funnel is the follow through. When people swipe right on your offer, right, they went to the landing page and they said, hey, this is really good. It's like when you're on a dating profile, I swiped right. Your first email is that first message you send back to someone. So if you're not treating all of this to the level of importance of your dating profile, it's like Tinder, Grindr, Tinder's a big one. On Tinder, if you're swiping right, you're saying, I like it. That's when someone signs up to be on your email list. They become a subscriber because they swiped right on your dating profile. And you optimize your dating profile a lot. Like you do a lot of conversion rate optimization, CRO on your dating profile, so that you get the swipes, you get the visibility. Oh, thanks, Bay, confirming that it looks good on mobile. On YouTube, the only thing is that like it's switching to the horizontal probably. So awesome. Screenshot that so you can send up what it looks like and put it into Slack. So when you have someone that swipes right on your offer, which is your landing page, your first email is that intro text. Your first email is sorry, go back. Hold on, sorry. This is fun. This will be like, okay, cool. I'm like getting distracted. Okay. If someone is swiping right on your offer, then the first email that you have is like the message. So let's say that I saw this profile or I saw this landing page. What's near me? I've got, the Rode mic. So you can see like this mic that I have. I'm interested in what this offer is. And I'm like, whoa, my fuzzy fell. I'm like, okay, I'm really interested in what this offer is. So I'm going to, okay, whatever. I'm going to get more of these. I say, yes, sign me up. I'll take that 15% off coupon code that you have for me. And then the first email you send me back is so generic. It's so basic. It's like, I swiped right on your profile and you're telling me hi. I'm not valuable enough for a customized message. Hey, if we're swiping right on the profile and you're like, oh, Lauren really likes her dog Orlandino, or Lauren is like obsessed with learning new languages, or Lauren's an avid reader. Holy smoke, has she really read over 30 books and it's only May? Yes, you want to have personalized messages, unless you like have never used a dating apps, which I really haven't. If you're not using these dating apps, you're allowed to have an excuse, but you've seen enough of them on movies and in books to understand the importance of that first message. And this is basic one-on-one marketing. I'm just using the language of dating, and I'm just saying, hold on. Okay. Sorry, getting back to this. When you refuse to send a personalized and relevant message to someone who swiped right on your offer, you're letting your competition eat you for breakfast. So that Klaviyo article that we posted, one of the things that they said is people fail and leave money on the table when the welcome email is the same welcome email and is generic for everybody. We cannot do that. The first email that someone gets is the first personalized message you're sending someone that you're dating. You're swiping right on the offer, which is why you signed up. And then now that you've got their attention, you have, oh, it's a match. We now need to send the first email. And that's what your welcome series or your onboarding series or your post sign up email is always about. So the rule that we need to make sure you do is you need to stop sending people the exact same email every time. We actually recommend that the very first email you send, you can do like, hey, welcome, you're in. Here's the URL for the webinar, or here's like the ebook that you asked for. Here's the instructions to the calculator you wanted. Yes, we need to do this. As in the next slide, it just shows you like what you need to do in that first email. But the most important thing that you already know what you need to do in the first email, what we need to shift now is making that first email about who that person is with relationship to who they are in your CRM and who they are in relationship to your brand. Here, you have to build trust before you pitch. Yes, you've already earned their attention in the landing page. But the reality is like it's personalization at scale. I'm sorry, I'm just like, I don't want that slide. Can you go to the different profiles, please? Or see wherever that is? Because when we're sending emails, the most important thing is always providing personalization and relevance. This is the only two words that matter in all of 2026. Sorry, can you just go to can you keep going until, oh, we have the avatars? This is the first one? Okay, do we have a slide that shows all the avatars, Heather? I'm gonna see if you can find one and get one. You can unshare the screen and then reshare the screen until it gets back to the most relevant webinar or slide to what we're talking about. Oh man, I thought we had one that had all 5. Okay, she's saying that no, we only picked 2 or 3. Okay, cool. In the future, I just want to have one that shows all 5 right away, Heather, so that then we can show it all the 5, and then we'll go into the ones, because I want to ask the audience, hey, which ones do you want to go deeper on? So then reply in the comments, and then whichever ones we want to go deeper on, we will. Okay, so anyways, in your first email, when you're saying like, hi, and you want to be able to, this is like a dating profile type of thing, you want to be able to reply back with, hey, you like dogs, hey, you travel a lot, hey, you speak a lot of different languages, and that's really fun. You want it to be personalized and relevant. The way we can do this at scale with your email is you need to talk to the different avatars inside of your system based on who they are in relationship to your brand and in relationship to your CRM. We bucket those into 5 different ones. There's the cold avatar, which is brand new to your system, brand spanking new. They've never been inside your system before. That's the email that everyone is sending. Stop doing that. That's not worth our time anymore. Hold on. We already hit. Sorry, I was like, oh my gosh, this improvisation for improvement, I'm like sweating. This is so hard. It's like there's a lot of moving pieces. So I appreciate everyone who is sticking in and like staying along for the ride, because we're supposed to have 15 minutes for each subject. And so in the future, for our next one, I just want to make sure that there's this slide, Heather, that we have that's a clear agenda. So it's like, these are the 3 parts that you and I already pre-discussed. And that like, it's always less words on slides. Mindful, because I don't like a lot of words on slide, but also I can't read 80% of what's on this from the small screen that I have. So in the future, we'll just make sure that there's even less on slides and that we have like 1, 2, 3, because it looks like, I assume AI pulled past ones and made what should be 10 slides into 150. That's okay. Like literally, like it's improvisation for improvement. And going back to that like first message, as Bay is saying, like if the way you're emailing everyone right now is getting like a default first message on Tinder, you can tell, hi, hey, great to meet you. Like you can't keep sending the same generalized email as a welcome email to everyone else, or you're going to find yourself wasting a lot of time and optimizing for the wrong thing. Because when we get into part 3, the optimization and why all of this actually matters is because of what you can do with this. So the first email, how we do it, we put 5 avatars. The one everyone does is cold, brand new to the system. If you're emailing someone who's cold and brand new to your system the exact same way you're emailing someone who's given you money, what are you doing? Like, that makes no sense. Thank you, Sammy. Appreciate your love for testing. That's what this is. It's all advertising. There's no such thing as advertising anymore. The name of the game is advertising, and you just get to see it live. Take that, AI avatars. You can't make as many mistakes as I make on a live stream. We're like, okay, we're building as we go. Avatars 5. 1, the cold one, we all know. But what about your customers? If they've given you money, do not treat them with the same regard as you treat someone who's never given you any money whatsoever. That just doesn't make sense. I don't need to go deep into this, because when you think about like Blockbuster or your favorite bar or a store that you frequent, and you walk in and the store clerk or the doctor remembers your name, that feeling is what you need to start giving to people when they enter your email system. So do not email cold, useless, not useless, potentially useless future prospect the same thing you're going to do to an actual avatar who's given you money. So we ask 4 questions. 1, first and foremost, when they get into your ecosystem, are they already in existence on your email system? Yes or no? If they're not, great. That's the email that everyone does. But what we need to do is follow up with other questions. So if they're already on your ecosystem, then we need to ask the following questions. 1, have they ever previously unsubscribed? Think about this. All the emails that you are on, we get hundreds of emails a day. I get like 200 an hour, it feels like sometimes, from promotions, from updates, from spam, from all sorts of different reasons. And I unsubscribe a lot, especially in inbox heavy seasons like Black Friday. And when I've unsubscribed from something, it's because either I didn't have the time, I didn't find the value, or I was overwhelmed. So imagine someone has signed up for your offer and they've previously unsubscribed. Now they're coming back. Don't you think that they have an increased likelihood of being relevant to buying your product or service? They've already shown interest in you before. Then they said, I'm just not that into you. And now they're coming back. This is like not the rebound. This is the winning back the white Bronco. When you have someone that has previously come into your ecosystem, and Heather, I'm just going to exit out of chats and let you share stuff on screen if that's okay. Because yes, Irish, chef's kiss with the right amount of personalization. But Heather, I'm giving you control of populating chats. Can you confirm, like if you can show Irish's, for example, and let's make sure, because I exited out of it, does it still let you show and pop up comments? I don't know. Haha, okay, great. So I'm just like learning for today. Lauren, remove all distractions and we're going to have Heather in charge of populating those comments. So yes, Irish, the right amount of personalization is the chef's kiss. So when we think about the person, if you go back to who unsubscribed to us and then re-enters our ecosystem, it's a chance for you to win their attention back. They told you they're not that into you, but this is the girl, this is the guy, this is whoever that you're like, oh, I wanted to date, but they unsubscribed from you. And now they're back. So a small amount of personalization, which will take you less than 5 minutes with AI. You can just change the first 150 characters of that same exact email and then call it out directly. If your brand allows it to be funny, then yeah, you can unhide Irish's chat, by the way. We don't need to keep it open the whole time. So when they've come back to you, it's amazing. You're like, thanks so much. If your brand allows the funny, you can be like, hey, deja vu. We call this profile the deja vu one, right? They unsubscribe and they just slid back into the inbox. So as we see, like you name it awkward, directly, whatever is on brand. I like calling out in a funny way, like, hey, long time no see. Thanks for resubscribing. Like if you can call it out directly, the person who's going to read that be like, oh my gosh, here I was feeling embarrassed and I got caught. We have enough capabilities inside of our email system that you know if they've already previously unsubscribed. So lean in with it, and it allows you that chef's kiss of personalization so that you become memorable. All advertising is buying attention or renting attention and earning their trust. Everything you do in marketing for you to be successful is earning trust. And the way that you can do it is through personalization and relevance. So if you can personalize it back for the unsubscriber, that's amazing. So we talked about the cold person. Then we said, oh, person is already existing in our inbox. Did they ever unsubscribe? They did. We sent this. The next avatar that we have is the fan. Okay, so they've unsubscribed, or are they in our system? Yes. Did they ever unsubscribe? No. Fan should always be last, Heather, just FYI. Can you go to the next one, or what is anything else? We only have fan. Sorry, do we only have fan and ghost? Okay, so then I'll go first and last. The first one is if they unsubscribed. Then the following question is if they haven't unsubscribed, then we ask, have they ever given us money? Let me take it back. The question should go in this order. 1, are they in our ecosystem or not? They're not. Okay, save them for last. 2, now they're in our ecosystem. I need to ask first and foremost. The very second question is, if they are in our ecosystem, have they ever given me money? They've given me money and they're a customer. I need to send them an email that acknowledges them as a customer first and foremost. So when they're a customer, treat them like a customer. They've already given you money. They've already passed the biggest hurdle. So acknowledge them, thank them. These are the reason you still have a business. These are the reason that you're able to connect with different brands. It's so important that we acknowledge someone who's given us money differently than someone who's unsubscribed, or differently than someone who has just never even been in a relationship whatsoever. So if they have been in our ecosystem and they've given us money, you customize the first 150 characters of your very welcome email and acknowledge that. But what if they've never given us money? Okay, great. For whatever entry point that they signed up for, have they already signed up for this exact asset or not? We call that the deja vu fan. So we have the deja vu awkward, which is they unsubscribe. Now we have the deja vu fan, which is where I've already signed up for this exact asset already. Whoops. And you can lean in on the funny again and it's like, hey, you've already signed up for this. Hey, we've got this here for you. Here now it's at the top of your inbox. But that's a different way that you can have personalization and relevance for that individual who has already shown you intent signals of wanting what you have to say. So when you know that, like with someone who's a marketing qualified lead, they're interested in what you have to sell. A subscriber is interested in what you have to say. Someone who's signing up for the exact same thing twice, oh, they are super interested in what you have to say because they didn't sign up once, they signed up twice. So the questions we ask is 1, are they already in our ecosystem? 2, have they ever given us money? 3, have they already signed up for this exact asset? Giving them, knowing when someone has signed up for that exact asset puts you in a position where you can have automations that signal to your customer service team, this person is worth calling because maybe your stuff ended up in spam. Or this person is calling because maybe what they signed up before is now extremely relevant for what they're doing right now. And you could be helpful and then charge them and have access to a better customer. And then we've asked, are they in our system? Have they ever given us money? Did they already sign up for this asset? Then if they have not given us money, they are in our ecosystem. No, they have not given us money. No, they did not sign up for this exact asset. The last question that we ask is, well, hold on, have they ever unsubscribed from us before? So if they say no, they've never unsubscribed, then we move on to the final one, which is fan. So if they are not in our ecosystem, they're cold. If they are in our ecosystem and gave us money, avatar customer. If they're in our ecosystem and already signed up for this exact asset, then they're asset deja vu. If they're in our ecosystem and previously unsubscribed, they get the unsubscribed one. But if they're in our ecosystem, didn't sign up for this exact asset, didn't give us money, has not unsubscribed, then we have the last avatar, which is the fan. The fan is someone that has been in your orbit. They already signed up for something else, and they're like getting deeper and deeper in the relationship with you. If you think about someone who's like walking into a pool, right? Actually, hold on. You can make this slide. Who's already not embarrassing themselves enough? So you're walking into a pool, right? Someone swipes right on your offer, and they stick their toe in. They're like, oh, I'm interested. What it is. And then they open the email. But then that's 1 foot in, okay? You put 1 foot into the pool and they've opened up the email. But then they've signed up for something else. So they're in the pool and then it's like a new one, like, oh, I now have both my feet into the pool. If someone's giving you money, they've fully submerged, like they're all in. This looks like an exercise class right now on YouTube. But if they've given you money, they fully submerged themselves. But if they've got 1 toe in the water because they stepped in, and now they've signed up for something else, they now have both feet in the water. You went from toe to feet, as in plural foots. But if there's someone who stepped in the water and then re-signed up for this exact same asset, so they swipe right on your offer, toe in the water. Re-sign up for the exact same offer, planted in the water. Now, they could be like 1 foot planted and gracefully ice skating or like standing in a flamingo yoga pose, but you can't toe step in, re-sign up for the exact same asset. I don't know how you put 2 toes in. Maybe there's some ballerinas in the audience where like if you're on point, you have to have a longer toe than your big toe. I don't know how you can stand on more than one toe. Anyways, if you're re-signing up and you become an asset deja vu, you're planting, right? And you have balance. But if you sign up for something else, you're planting the other foot down and now you're standing, right? And if you've unsubscribed, like, oh, I removed both my feet from the water, but then you come back, you're still ideally in your swimsuit because you don't want to get your clothes wet. But that's what we need to think about. We need to acknowledge that someone is progressing. Like a child learning how to swim. You want to be considerate of where they are in relationship to your CRM and brand. As Heather's telling me, when you dry yourself off and then they come back in the water, that is such a commitment. I don't know if anyone else has this, but like when my belly button gets wet, I'm committed. That's like the threshold of, oh gosh. And then to have to like wear your wet clothes. I mean, the other way I can think of is like, I did swimming as a kid and men have the ability to pull their pants down, okay? I don't know why women's swimsuits were designed like this for girls. You're not supposed to wear bikinis because it's sexualizing as a child. No, if I'm swimming competitively and I need to pee after being in the water, you have to peel off an entire wetsuit. And then after you pee, you have to then put on an entire wetsuit. That sucks. I know someone else has experienced this, but that's what can happen. Like when you're like, okay, I'm ready to go back into the water. That's the feeling of someone who's previously unsubscribed and you know their level of commitment because it's really easy to walk away. Just like, okay, you know what? I'm already mostly undressed. I'm just going to change and not get back into the water. So leads from cold to warm is like the pool checking if it's cold to warm. Oh, I like it, right? It's like, I live in Florida, okay? My house is at like 78 degrees. I'm a lizard. If the hot tub is not at least 88 degrees, I'm not interested. If the pool's not at least 85 degrees, I'm not interested. But that's what like when you swipe right on an offer, you're sticking your toe in, exactly as Sam said. When you stick your toe in, you're seeing, is the water warm enough for me to get in? Your emails are likely frigid, cold, freezing waters that's making me curse and hate the reason I even signed up in the beginning because you refuse to provide any personalization or relevance for me. So part one of all of these pieces is to essentially establish that your very first email, you need to give it the care and consideration you think about when you're on dating apps. Your first email has to be personalized. It has to be relevant. I'm not asking you to do a full in-depth discovery. Oh, the last series that Lauren read is a selection. Oh, and she read it because her new sister-in-law, Heather, who we love. Oh, different Heather. Oh, we just love Heathers in our life. Heather, now Jorgensen, had suggested the selection when they went on a romantasy book shop trip in Old Town Temecula. And not only is that, she's also listening to this book called Nobody's Girl because it's on a Goodreads challenge. And this means a lot to learn. Like, I don't need you to dissect my life like Sherlock Holmes. But I do need you to respect my relationship to your brand and my relationship as a customer in your CRM. Because I deserve that amount of decency so that you can treat me as an individual versus a number on your list. I'm not in your bedpost, and they're not a line in a song I can't sing. This isn't a little black book of a hit list. This is an opportunity for your company to make money. So part one of how you can maximize revenue with your email is to have personalization and relevance in a way that you provide that chef kiss of, I see you, you're important to me. Okay, part two. So how are we at with time? 35. Okay, we're gonna fly through this one. Part two is we need to stop making assumptions and demand engagements. What I say for demanding engagements, F your open rate. Your open rate's not the most important. Proof of life rate is a term that we use. I don't know if like there's other systems. A lot of times when we come up and then someone they're like, no one's inventing anything. Fire was already established. When I'm saying demand engagements, we need to know the proof of life. Your open rate is a trend. You want it to be at least 40%. I'll give you 20 to 30% minimum as you work your way up because you might be landing in spam. You might be landing in updates or promotions for Gmail. But you really should have 40%. Your click-through rate is a number that we care about. But the reality is your email making enough of an impact to likely lead this person into being a customer? The only way that people become customers at the large majority of scale, because you'll have what, like 3% of people who are ready to buy now? Most people need to be courted. You're dating them, you're taking them out to coffee, you're going to the circus, you're eating bad sushi, you're suffering through them talking to you during movies, like all of the things that you go through, because you're ultimately courting for them to become your wifey and open up their 401k of money to pay your business. So in the like demanding proof of activity, the more someone consumes, the more likelihood they are to convert. I just learned about someone named Christian Daly. I don't know. Anyway, someone made up this 11-7-4 rule. 7-11-4 rule, where they have to have 7 hours of consumptions, 11 different touch points, and 4 different ecosystems. I'm butchering this. This came in a casual conversation, and I'm relatively new to it. So if you've heard of the 7-11-4 marketing rule before, let me know in the comments, or validate me that I'm not the only one that feels like she's missed out on internet marketing days of old. So all that to say, when someone's consuming and they're showing activity, it's likely they're going to have a higher interest in buying from you, because people buy from people. People buy from brands. People don't buy from companies. And if you email someone like frigid, cold, freezing water, you sound like a company. And if you don't demand engagement, what I call proof of life, if you don't monitor that as an important sentiment on whether or not you're collecting the right subscribers and leads into your business, then you're allowing yourself to waste money on ads. You're being lazy, and you're not doing proper marketing in a way that's going to get you the most amount of money possible. Someone has shared, quick Googling, the 7-11-4 rule. The consumer needs 7 hours of interactions across 11 touch points in 4 separate locations. Thanks for sharing that. Perfect. So all that to say, if I can get a touch point to be a reply back or a click, I know that this person's not a bot. We're living in the agentic economy. I don't think in the next year, a large majority of your customers are going to be the ones actually reading their emails. I think that there's going to be apps and workflows where someone's going to have their own agentic responder that's going to engage with your stuff. So you're going to predetermine these agentic agents inside of Gmail. And I have no idea if any of this is coming. I'm not NDA'd until all this, but if I can figure out, it's clearly already being developed. Oh, there's a LinkedIn comment. We have hold on. Too many screens, dried off. A link. Sorry, kind of heard this, can't remember exactly. It's for money. Sorry, thank you so much for commenting on LinkedIn. We didn't know if LinkedIn comments were coming through. Oh my gosh, you beautiful human, you. Thank you. So when we think about getting their activity and getting their sentiment, we want to not just ask that people participate, we need to demand that people participate. It's really clear that all emails need to have one clear call to action, one clear message. If you're over convoluting and you're stuffing it, oh my gosh, it sounds like your mom on Charlie Brown. It's too much. We're simpletons. Give me a clear and direct answer. And some of the ways that we can demand engagement is when you have a clear CTA and you have one button that clicks. And a bonus way is if you use PS and reply for an ask. If you don't have a button for them to click for a next step, you have to demand that they reply something. That's the next step. No email should ever go out with a reason for them to click or a reason for them to reply. Because if you don't, you're not going to get proof of life. And when you can get someone that shows proof of life, you're getting them to go deeper and deeper. Like we did that pool exercise earlier, right? Like I'm firmly planted. And if I reply, now I'm knee deep and I continue to reply, I'm soon going to be submerged past my belly button. And when my belly button gets wet, I'm committed for swimming for the time being. So how do we get people to go belly button deep in your brand? You demand proof of life. You demand that activity. You demand the engagement. We don't ask anymore. We demand it. And the reason why I say we demand it is because if you want your emails to be the most effective they can, if you want to maximize the revenue that you're getting out of your emails, especially the welcome flow, because 60% of people that read your first email, or 60% of people that are on your email list are never going to read your second email. It's your first impression. Don't blow it. You're going to blow it if you're not doing personalization, you're doing frigid, cold engagement, and you're going to blow it if you don't demand proof of life. And when I'm saying demand, because it's not asking, you gatekeep them. If they're not going to participate in the conversation, you're not going to participate showing them more value. If you want the value, show me you want it, because I'm going to give it to you more than you can imagine. I will give you value in advance. I will pour my heart and soul into it. And I believe that's what most businesses do. They want the customer to succeed. And I know you watching this brand, whether it's for your company or for who you work for, whatever you do, you genuinely care about the people that are signing up. So treat them like it. And by demanding proof of life, what you can then do on your welcome email flow series is instead of here's first email, congratulations, you got it. Second email, let me tell you about my company. Third email, this is why we started. Fourth email, want to buy? We're not doing that. Set it and forget it. Here's a roadmap. What you're going to do is you're going to cock block them from value, right? I'm sure I've already have a bad PG-13 warning. Oh, we should have a warning slide for the future, Heather. But I'm not going to pass go. We're not going to collect $200. We have to fight for proof of life and demand it, or allow that to stop being what you're optimizing for. Demanding proof of life. You send your first email. Let's say that someone has signed up for our LinkedIn checklist. I want Lauren's LinkedIn checklist. Amazing. Here you go. The first email is here you go with 150 characters personalization based off of the 5 avatars. Brand new to the company, customer, has already signed up for this existing asset, has previously unsubscribed, or has signed up for something. First 150 words are characterized. And then I say, here's your asset. Then I check, small secret, resend the exact same email if they didn't open 6 hours later. Woo! Easy way for you to get that recovery. Same email, new subject line. Oh yeah, Heather, look at you jumping in on these slides. Woo! See, we had to get through it. Like, sending that same email, we do it a maximum of 3 times. You can send it 23 hours later. The time that's 23, 12, 6, it doesn't matter. It's just if they didn't open the email, don't send them another one. You already spent time investing in that first email. Resend the dang thing again with a different subject line. We use emails. It's like free ads. When we have these free ads, right? So say I have my phone and I look at the notifications that I get. Those preview notifications are free ads. I mean, yeah, you pay like 1/8 of a penny for that email to send, but they can sit there. Like I have, let's be honest. I mean, I also have an assistant, so this number is definitely much smaller than it should be. Gmail saying I only have 99 plus, so thank God. But I have those, and I can scroll and I can see all of these, and maybe I'm not opening Microsoft, or I'm not opening Namecheap, or I'm not opening Stanton Optical, or Third Love, or Namecheap, or GWN Dragon Boating. Like I have all of these that are coming in, and I'm not opening them, but I have a half a second of attention where I'm reminded of that brand. So resend the same email with a different subject line. Before you get into email 2, which is like, let me tell you why we're great. Email 3, let me tell you our origin story. Email 4, want to buy from me. We don't do, here's the 4 to 7 emails in your welcome series anymore. Not at all. What we do is personalization based off of who they are in relationship, and then we gatekeep. You asked for my LinkedIn checklist. Here you go. We checked. Did you open it? No, let me resend it to you. Still didn't open it. Resend it one more time. Now, I'm not going to send you the next email, which tells you more about LinkedIn and what we are, why we created it. You're not going to get any of that. You asked for the LinkedIn checklist. Okay, let me try again. You didn't want it for it. Let me do a whole different email, which is still on the same lines of here is the LinkedIn checklist. If I can't detect whether or not you looked at the LinkedIn checklist or even replied back to my email, why do I think if you're not going to take action on what you asked for, you're going to take action on what I've asked you to do? I'm not going to sell to you if you're not even interested in grabbing the asset you initially asked for. That won't make sense, right? So if you've asked for the LinkedIn checklist and then I send it to you and you ignore it, why do I think that, oh, I'm going to send you this webinar on LinkedIn, or I'm going to send you this resource? Why would I think you have any interest in anything else I have to say? So I'm going to demand engagement. You didn't access it the first one. Then I do a conditional check. Did they reply or did they click on that email? That call to action, here's the LinkedIn checklist. Or the reply could be something else like, hey, was this helpful? Or what we do in our first email is, if you could have lunch with any entrepreneur, who would it be? And when people reply back to us, I get to know about them as a person. I get to know they're not a bot. I get to engage with them from our brand. We've had some really fun ones that have come through, like Paul Rudd. I had no idea he owned a candy shop. So shout out to that subscriber who had engaged back. But when they did, I'm like, okay, great. You got the LinkedIn checklist. You either clicked on it or you replied. You're a real human. You show me proof of life. Now let me give you proof of pulse. So the next thing that we do is when they have shown proof of life and we move them into the proof of pulse, now we get to talking to them one-on-one. Heather's just sending me here. You talked, oh, yes, by the way, triage, we've gone deep on this in many past webinars. They're on our YouTube channel. I'll let Heather pull it up. If there's a playlist, amazing. If not, just send like the most recent one for people that want to go deeper, because none of these are ever the same, but there's a lot of similar stuff that's thread through, but we go deeper and more specific on different subjects. So the way that we say, if you've clicked or engaged, awesome, I'm going to continue giving you as much possible value as I can, to the point where you're like, oh my God, I have to give her money. Because everything she says, everything that Mongoose Media is doing, I want to be a part of. She's giving me so much value at scale, I want to get value personalized. So I'm going to sign up for marketing rehab. Or, oh my gosh, she sent so much value of the things that she's winning for her clients in the agency. I don't have the time to do it. I'm going to hire them to do it. So I want you to click or reply, and I want you to demand that same thing of your future customers. If they click or reply, and you've got the proof of life from them, then you can engage back with proof of pulse to them. And that means this is likely a sales conversation. Use AI. You can use a sales admin. You can use someone that's going to connect with them individually. They've shown you proof of life. Now give them proof of pulse. Reply back. Engage back. Connect with them. If they access the LinkedIn lead magnet, maybe you're going to call 15 minutes later. We'll say, hey, Sammy, so glad that you had signed up for this LinkedIn checklist. My name's Lauren. I'm with Mongoose Media. I just want to say, first and foremost, thanks so much for checking out our checklist. Like, we put a lot of time and energy into it. Did you have a chance to check it out? And then I have a conversation with you. And then maybe Sammy is like, oh yeah, it was really cool. It's like, okay, is there anything you thought that was missing from it? Like, did you get enough value out of it? I want to know, I genuinely want to know, did it deliver on what was promised? And then they could say, oh, actually, I was kind of hoping more for how you do comment engagement. It's like, oh, that's really good feedback. We don't have it, but Lauren talked about it on the LinkedIn webinar. Can I send you that, Sammy? Look at that. Now you're having a conversation with someone who just signed up for a LinkedIn checklist, and you're being able to progress to get them exactly what they want, which will mature them into a potential customer. If they have not shown you that proof of life, why do I want to take the time and resources to invest in someone who's not willing to look up for the thing they actually asked for? It doesn't make sense. And where it doesn't make even more sense in the part 3 of all this is when you have that proof of life, when you get the reply, when you continue back from proof of life to you giving now proof of pulse, because you do all this automation at scale, but the humanization has to come into an extent. And it can be humanization where you have like AI into it, and you can have an AI have the same phone call. You don't have to do it as a brand, like individually as a human. You can leverage AI to do this personalization and relevance even larger at scale. But the better part of it is, like, let's assume that they didn't provide you that proof of life. You can then establish inside of your ecosystem that that subscriber is not wanted. I want people who are like, I absolutely need you to show me you actually want the thing you did. Because if you're not going to step up for what you asked for, I know you're never going to step up for what I ask of you. And so when we know that that person is a butthead or a zombie, let's call a zombie because we put our subscribers 1A, 1B, 1Z, 1A, active, B, butthead, C, couldn't be bothered, Z zombie. And we talk about more of that in the pipeline webinar, which we've done a lot of those, and I think it's probably in like 3 weeks. But on this, when someone is a zombie, they've shown you no proof of life. You keep saying, here's your LinkedIn checklist, here's your LinkedIn checklist. Oh my gosh, almost so much like it's an annoying. You're like, okay, I get it. You're sprung on me reading this LinkedIn checklist. Even if I get you to tell me, stop sending me this, I'm like, okay, great. I know that you're existing. Otherwise, I'm going to assume you're a bot or you're an agent who's not actually engaging with my brand or will ever be interested in what I have to sell. When I know that this person is a zombie, I can then send back into Meta. I don't want more of these people. If you don't send negative data back into Meta, they're going to keep getting you more email addresses. I don't want email addresses. I want potential customers. And by demanding proof of life, you are then being able to set up a signal to your ad networks. Do I want more of this or not? We always talk about sending positive signals back into Meta. Purchase, add to carts, those standard events. But the negative stuff is just as important. I grew up Catholic. Oh man, did I have a lot of guilt in my family. And my mother, love you, Mom, you're the best. Whew. But sometimes the feedback is hard. But the negative feedback as well as the positive feedback has helped shape me to being who I am today. You can't just live in a space where if you have only positive, because if you're only sending positive data back into Meta, are you really growing? I mean, you don't have to be mean. Like, Mom, when I told you, and when I asked you how my speech went at my little brother's wedding this past week, and your answer was, my dress was better. It didn't have to be that way. love you, understand what you're saying. It was cold. But like that type of feedback, yeah, I know, like I wasn't ready. But my mom means well, and now I have like a really funny joke about it, right? Like that it allows us to play. But having the negative feedback, having the positive feedback is cleaner signals. We live in an AI optimization, programmatic AI. All of this is being done. And if you're refusing to send the proper signals back into Meta of what you want and what you don't want, you're allowing yourself to say, I don't want money. I don't want to be efficient in my marketing. I don't want to be effective in how I'm bringing my ideal customer to me. And then you're going to be someone that lives in the area of victimhood saying, I enjoy Meta making money off of me. I'm going to complain. My ads don't work. BS. I call that bibbidi bobbidi bullshit, because if your ads don't work, that could be true. But is it? Have you tried really everything? And this small little thing is a way that you can get the most amount of money from the people that are actually interested in buying from you, putting your resources to the people that are going to potentially buy from you later, versus wasting your time and energy on people that were never going to buy from you from the beginning. That's going to be 90% of your list anyways. But what happens if you don't do these cleaner signals? If you don't put these people as zombies, if you don't have engagement signals back to Meta, you're going to optimize more of what you don't want. And the thing that's the delta curve is this isn't optimization that the more data it gives, it's going to keep optimizing. If this is like what you want, it's going to be optimizing up to having enough information about who you really want. But what happens if you sent them all this positive data and you've never sent them all the negative data, and it's trying to get to here because it has, I understand what you want from your customer. You keep doing it. And then you're like, oh, wait a second. I didn't want any of that stuff. So you come back down to here. You've just made the gap of having to course correct all the bad data you gave Meta, or all the bad data you refuse to give Meta. And now that you're giving it, it's this delta between where you should have been and where you were. That gap. Oh man, I need another arm. Okay, Heather was in here live last time. Next time I have someone here, I'm at an event. I should have asked my friend Dan Cushell, have someone like, give me another arm. Like, hold on, I can do this. Oh, no, that won't work. Okay, whatever. I tried. Runs to Arizona. Yes, come to Phoenix or Scottsdale. So in that, like the delta of where you were and where you're going, you have to now overcompensate in data. And you know what happens when you overcompensate in data? You overpay in the Zuckerberg tax. It's not even the Zuckerberg tax. It's this, I'm just going to call it the lazy or didn't know better, but let's course correct it as soon as we can. The email revenue maximizer is going to set you up for more email success, especially during inbox heavy seasons. Today is Labor Day, Memorial Day, and let's see, Mother's Day. Oh my gosh, Mother's Day is such an inbox heavy season. Black Friday, all of Q4. Oh my gosh. If you aren't setting yourself up properly, what's going to happen is, let's say you have 100,000 people on your email list and you're still talking to everyone, zombies included. When your email servers are doing billions of emails a day, there's a line. What ends up happening is you're treating your email list as if they're at the DMV. If anyone has watched Zootopia, you know that Flash scene? It's painful. It's funny, but it's painful. And you don't want to treat the people on your list as if they're at the DMV, especially those that are interested in buying from you. You have to prioritize who's going to get your emails. And when I'm talking about this inbox heavy season, like the cleaner signals that matter, not just to your ads, but to your emails. If you don't have signals to your email list of 100,000, who's the priority? All of the people that potentially want to buy from your brand could be pushed to the bottom of the line, which means they actually may not get the email delivered to them until 2 days after your sale has ended. It's the reality. Like, you have delays in emails, and there's always every year something that breaks. The best way you can see is, anyone ever gotten a text message days after a sale and you're like, well, I can't use it anymore? And then the businesses have to like course correct and all that stuff. You're missing out if you know that everyone responds most engaged at like 6 a.m. on a Tuesday, and you have a list of 100,000. And the best people might not get their email till 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. because all the people that were never going to buy from you at the beginning, all those zombies that never showed you anything, they're bloating that list and making it feel like the DMV for all of the people that should be getting a rolled out royal treatment. Okay, we don't want our customers swimming in a public pool if they're dipping a toe in or going full belly button. We want them to have their own Vegas Elvis suite style personal pool, because we want them to swim in value of what we're doing for their brand. So the cheat code of like how you can do these like cleaner signals, like, so we have here cheat code 3 is leverage. When you block in part 1, if they've shown no proof of activity, do not pass go, do not collect $200. what you can then do is resend a similar email that's getting them to LinkedIn checklist, and then do it a third time. What we do in our email triage, and it goes really in depth at this on previous webinars where we like map out and show the full workflow, we will actually resend them those exact same emails a few more times. There's ways that you can leverage. You only really need to create 3 emails. Yeah, like 15 subject lines. There's a lot. And yes, you do 150 characters personalization, but anyone with ChatGPT can figure that out in 30 minutes or less. And actually, if we get enough people to leave a comment on YouTube, so I'll put this into Heather, you can check. Today is May 1st. Let's check ahead of the next webinar and make this a slide. If I get, let's say 11 is a good number, 11 different people to leave a comment saying that they want the GPT, Heather, I will make a GPT for our next email revenue maximizer, or to anyone that's gotten it, I will send out a custom GPT so that you can just get those subject lines and those email changes built on our whole avatar system. And I will send it out and make it available to anyone that's ever signed up for this. And then we will have it as a clear giveaway. I'm not even going to gatekeep it. You don't have an email. I'm just going to give it to you. If we can get 11 people, either on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube combined, to say that they would want that GPT, or we could do it as a Claude skill, whatever it is. If you want it, I'll give it to you. Because the last thing I want you to do is be lazy and reject easy money that you and your competitors are leaving on the table. It's easy money to have personalization and relevance by talking to someone in their welcome email specific to who they are. Starting somewhere, just ask, are they a customer or not? When someone comes into your system, they're signing up for your LinkedIn checklist. I'll keep doing that. And actually, like Heather, next time we'll do it and we'll make sure that we have the QR code for our LinkedIn checklist. So if anyone wants to see it live and in action, they can. But it's when you're like, have they ever given me money or not? That's it. Start treating at least your customers with more dignity than you're treating those cold audiences. You can do better. And I want you to do better, because when you do, you get better results. And then smaller things of like cheat ways that you can do it. You can do this for campaigns as well. Always resend the emails that you sent out with a different subject line if they didn't open. That's the easiest quick way to earn back money. We've seen as much as 15 to 20% win back revenue, especially for e-commerce clients. Look at this. There's already a slide. Amazing. You can get literally 15 to 20% additional revenue. Like whatever FTC, like results may vary. I can't tell you that this is a guarantee of anything, but we have seen this work for some of our clients. Up to 15 to 20% additional revenue just by sending the exact same email, especially if you're doing like a Mother's Day sale and you're in the jewelry space. You know, this is your Super Bowl weekend. Everyone buys jewelry for their parents. So if you are, for their moms, if you are sending, okay, it's for money. Our first one wants a GPT. Deals. You're going to get it no matter what's for money because you helped us understand LinkedIn. So Heather, get whatever we need to do, like send her a message. I'm going to make this just for her. And then if anyone else wants it, either be really, really nice for money or leave another comment like she did. But she wins because we've been trying to figure out if LinkedIn comments come through. So thanks, love. So on this, like, if you're doing a campaign for Mother's Day, hey, 20% off entire site. You resend the exact same email with a different subject line, fine, be lazy, send it with the same email. I don't care. Different subject line hits a different like marketing love language. So I recommend a different subject line, but don't be lazy. This is really easy money that you can capture. Talk to them based off of who they are, even if it's just customer or not customer. Resend the same email later if they didn't open. Remember, open rate is a trend line. So it's an imperfect thing, right? If an open rate increases or decreases, you know if a subject line is working really well. But on this, I don't know of anything that will see like open rate of actual or bot. But did not open, resend it. And then do not pass go. Do not collect $200. If they're not accessing what you wanted to, start sending them stuff and then dwindle them off your main content. Because you spend a lot of money. Like we at Mongoose Media, we send 2 emails every week, a value in advance and a marketing push. The marketing push has a call to action. Join this webinar, join the conversation. Hey, here's an article that we found. Like, for example, sending to the team, like there's this huge update. Meta ads came out with the MCP. This is massive. So we should send that. And I just want to always pour value into our emails. So a marketing push is like, if you're not leveraging MCPs, here's what we think are ways that you could do it right away. If you're testing it, let us know, and we can have live, candid conversations so that we and everyone gets better at Facebook advertising. We do 2 emails a week, but I'm not sending the 2 emails a week and paying, I don't care if it's 1/8 of a penny or 1/100th of a penny. Pennies add up to millions. And I want to send my emails to the people that are worthy of the emails. I mean, everyone's worthy as an individual, but I don't want to spend money and put resources onto someone that's already clearly shown they're not interested, those zombies. So I'm going to save money there. So that's bank account maximization. I'm going to ensure that I have the highest level of availability, because when they reply, you know what happens when people engage with the emails when we demand proof of life? Oh, your emails show up in inbox. It's one of the easiest tricks. If you can get people to reply, depending on like what your score is with Yahoo and Gmail and sbcglobal.net, like all these different places have scores on you as an email sender. If you can increase your reputation score, the best way to do that is emails with a reply. You know why? People don't reply to promotional emails. So if your emails keep getting put in the promotions inbox, it's because you're just like, hey, here's a sale. Hey, here's a sale. But if you get people to reply to your emails, it doesn't sound like to the email service providers, this is a sale, this is a promotion. It sounds like this is a conversation. And where does conversations go? Primary inbox, baby. So if you can get people to reply or engage or click, you're sending all these signals back into the Gmail's ecosystems of the world saying this is relevant and this matters, which will then allow you to get better deliverability. And then you'll get the people that you want to get your emails to get those emails first and on time. Because if your system, HubSpot or Zoho or HighLevel, doesn't matter, tells you that this person is most likely to respond to a 6 a.m. email, you think you're the only one with that golden level of knowledge? No, they're saying it to anyone who owns that email. And now you're competing with everyone else. And if you have bad reputation score, or if you have such a long list, I mean, if you have a great list and it's full of lots and lots of people, amazing, amazing, amazing. But if you have a bloated list full of zombies, and we know that this individual likes getting emails at 6 a.m., you're just putting them to the bottom line, and that's your DMV. So you're going to wait for, like in the Rosways, like, caller number Z52. Like, no one wants to wait that long to get money. So do not do this. I recognize that we're like over an hour, and this has been informal, but ideally informative. I don't know, Heather, if there's like one more slide or something that we want to make sure that we're getting across for everyone. Here, like the piece that now, oh, your homework starts now. Oh, Heather, so cool. Fight for proof of life, demand it. You don't necessarily want a bigger list, you want a more optimized list. Fight for every click the way you fought for the cost per lead to be lower. I don't want 1,000 people on my list. I want 100 people that are going to buy from me. Don't get me wrong. You want to keep growing that email list and growing that email list. But if you remember that delta, this matters for having better deliverability. It matters for having more maximization on your emails. I mean, again, if you take nothing away, resend your emails with a different subject line if they didn't open. And then use that data for better ad targeting, for better ad optimization. Because when you send it, I don't want these people, they're worth negative dollars to me. And if you want to understand like how to send the negative dollar data, join us on the pipeline webinar. I don't know when that is, but Heather can probably pull the slide that says you go to the mongusmedia.us/webinars. We go deeper into how you send that negative signal back, because the negative signals matter, but when you can associate a dollar value to it, like we say someone who's a zombie is worth less than $20 to my business. I actually tell Meta, everyone who's a zombie that entered my ecosystem is worth negative $20 to me. And it's like me saying, Meta, how dare you? I just paid $7 or $8 or whatever this one is. I just paid all that money for this lead and they've done nothing to me. Not only did I pay you, but they were worth negative $20 to my business. That cost me money. So now I'm telling Meta in that course correction, hey, course correct. And it can course correct. Course correct. I want to be going in the direction of what I actually want to achieve. And when you fight for proof of life, you have the ability to get better results in your optimization, better delivery on your emails, and the ability to maximize more success in the revenue you're trying to achieve. The reason why you are growing your email list is to make money, right? So stop making excuses, go make lots of more money. It looks like the pipeline webinar is in June because we have the CMO one coming up May 22nd and we rotate between those. We do these webinars every Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. We're looking at trying to figure out a calendar link so that you can add it whenever you want. Our next week's webinar is all about the 5 horsemen of the apocalypse. So it's the strategy that we deploy inside of Meta advertising that allows us to be more effective in our Meta ad spend specifically. Would love to join you all. Thanks everyone for your participation. Heather, I appreciate you filling this out live with me, right? This was improv for improvement. Thanks everyone. And I hope you enjoyed the new slide design. It's definitely a brighter vibe than our usually dark cringe. And it's been a lot of fun. Heather, appreciate you all. Thanks everyone. I'm going to finger dance it out while we do our end